Ladies and gentlemen, Kim here. Welcome to the daily update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. Market is up about 1.3% there. On the S&P Nasdaq 1.4%, semiconductor 0.3%, Dow 1, Russell 2000, transport, banks, energy, biotech, healthcare, home builders, utilities, retail, emerging market, every single sectors are green today. Bitcoin, gold, silver, miners are down, dollar down, oil up, treasury bond down. The rates are up. VIX tanked about 11% there. Let's stick with S&P 500 ETF. Spider! 65-minute chart here. So this is where we closed yesterday. It looks like we actually saw that up gap this morning here, as you can see.
You wanna play games? Okay. I'll play with you. You wanna play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
This is where we closed. We gapped above the previous down gap here. However, this down gap is not a real down gap. That was ex-dividend day down gap. So what it appears to be an island bottom reversal here, because again, there's a down gap here and an up gap. It really isn't. It's just an up gap. However, we did gap over it, and with that move, we did continue. We are continuing to establish higher highs here, as you can see, and that's exactly what the buyers wanted to continue in this construction, higher highs and higher lows. So looking at things about in the short term of things, we're in the uptrend development phase here, as you can see, since it bottomed at 380 last week or so, and we have now reclaimed all the moving averages. Long-term moving average was reclaimed today and now trading above it, as you can see here. Mid-term moving average here, the short-term, the micro-term. So we've gotten above all of those moving averages. There's a little bit of volatility on the first, second, and third hour here. But you can see, though, the previous swing high right there, that level acted as a new support, right? So prior resistance acting as a new support. That's a very classic technical analysis there. And then you can see third hour, fourth hour, fifth hour, sixth hour, once we broke above it. And that's the level coinciding with the long-term moving average. We did make new highs for the day, closing at 390.87 here. So going into tomorrow, as you can see, though, we do see a good construction in the short term of things. When we talk about the midterm, we are still in the phase of lower highs and potential another lower high. So in the midterm of things, we're still in the vicinity of lower high, unless bulls can able to reclaim some of these major peaks here, which is 405, 408. So we have to say that we're still in the midterm downtrend, right, with the short term uptrend. Falling resistance, right, measuring right here at 410 or so, 414 actually, 414 and 407 right here. As you can see, right, that's the peak, and that's what is coinciding with that 400 vicinity. That 400 is obviously important pivot. That's the level where we did see that level acting as strong resistance. When we saw that little bit of pop, quickly it tanked very, very fast. And obviously, that was a level where we saw all those moving averages residing in that vicinity as well. So not only we're dealing with the resistance, but also is dealing with some of those moving averages. This time around, though, we are above all the moving averages. However, we have to deal with the falling resistance and the horizontal resistance, and that 400 level being that prominent rounded number. A lot of that level, that number is going to be very psychological going into tomorrow. Let's check out that oscillator. And so we talked about this oscillator setup here. We've been actually tracking this in the last couple of weeks. We talked about the fact that on the last night's analysis that we do see that bullish cross on that oscillator. And with that bullish cross, what we witnessed in the several occasions, as you can see here, that bullish cross did make the way for the buyers to make that a day or two of bullish run here, and that's what we saw here, and that's what we're currently witnessing here. So I think this kind of makes up for that, maybe a second day or so of a move here, right? And that oscillator is not overbought yet. You can see we have a lot of spacings here, but the oscillator's been, you know, zigzagging prematurely quite often. You can see it when the oscillator did come up, not able to push that all the way up. Come up again here, not able to push it all the way up. So we've been seeing these premature crosses. Are we gonna see another cross from here going into tomorrow? And so obviously, if buyers or the buyers want to break that curse of the premature cross, they do want to see, they do want to put that oscillator all the way to the top of his band. That might be, if we do see that, that might be another up day. And I think the problem is if they can break above the 400 and have that oscillator, you know what I mean, getting to the top of his band, which means extreme overbought, that might be better, you know, breaking above that horizontal resistance and falling resistance, right? Breaking above it versus, let's say tomorrow we like gets to 400 and it gets rejected, right? And we see some sort of a bearish candlestick there, some sort of reversal candlestick pattern. And this oscillator kind of crossing back down at some point with that. And that could be very bearish because as you can see, you know, last time when we did see that extreme overbought plus that, you know, that key resistance right now, key resistance 400 and dealing with the midterm downtrend sentiment. So if we stall around 400, it has to close above it. We cannot see during the intraday, this thing looks like it's thrusting above 400, but towards the end of the day, if this thing looks like there's a long upper wick there and closes underneath 400 with the oscillator hitting that overbought zone, that could be pretty bearish price action if we see that kind of signal. I'm gonna come back for you. We'll reassess the situation. Enjoy your evening. Luck trading tomorrow.